Looking back, I know that there's no coincidence that my first anxiety attack happened when my visa expired. I didn't know what the chest pains were about, my shortness of breath, my lack of sleep. But being undocumented is not the only source of anxiety. It's not the only source of trauma. When you zoom in, there's like so much.
I moved to the United States with my family when I was 9 years old and spent my developmental years in a state of like chronic stress. There's a lot of uncertainty around many things around immigration. I think starts from a lack of understanding of policies, and then how that actually affected like what I should actually be afraid of in my day-to-day life. And so then we were like afraid of everything.
Growing up as an undocumented immigrant, I knew that I had a lot of challenges in different ways. Whenever I need some sort of mental health support, I reach out to my friends. I was recently diagnosed with Crohn's disease. Those of you who are not familiar with Crohn's disease, is a chronic inflammation, bowel disease. I am now actively seeking a professional therapist to address some of the anxiety that I have as a result of my chronic illness, as well as some of the mild depression that I'm going in and out.
My family has not ever gotten therapy. I'm like the first person in my family to sort of like been at a place where I've known about it, come to be encouraged to access it, and then have actually tried accessing it.
The first time I looked for a therapist, my family was very skeptical. They did not think that was necessary. They would say, "Why don't you go to church? You don't need somebody else to tell you what to do."
How I pick a doctor or any professional health providers, I have to trust that person. I have to be open and willing to be vulnerable. I was specifically looking for someone who looked like me, who talked like me. Looking back, I think I did that in part because maybe I want someone who understands my own culture and my background, and I felt like I could be more open and be more, feel more connected. I think we really need to think about some alternative ways. One-on-one strategy may not be the one-size-fits-all, but perhaps we could be looking into group therapy or therapy remotely, that we can continue to figure out ways to support people who are directly impacted by this issue.